Have you ever just looked up at the sun and really thought about it? I mean, that star gives us our light, our warmth, basically our life. So what would happen if one day it just wasn't there?
What happened?
Just picture it for a second. No warning, no big flashy explosion, no explanation. It just, poof, disappears from the fabric of space-time. What in the world would happen to our planet?
And let's not talk about some far-off distant future. What if it happened right
that?
now? This very second. Okay, let's start the clock.
So, the sun is gone. But here's the really weird part. The very first thing that happens is nothing. At least, not for us. We wouldn't even know. But don't be fooled. The moment our star blinks out of existence, the final countdown for Earth has already begun.
Yeah, it's pretty strange to think about. Light isn't instant. It takes about 8 minutes to get here. So for 8 whole minutes, we'd be living in total ignorance, enjoying the last rays of a star that's already gone. And then, bam, instant darkness. The blue sky would switch off, replaced by this deep, endless black void. The moon? It would vanish too, since it's really just a giant mirror for the sun. The only light left would come from the stars, and wow, they would be blazing brighter than you could possibly imagine.
But losing the light is only half the problem. See, at the exact same moment the light vanishes, so does the sun's gravity. That invisible tether holding us in our orbit snapped. We're not circling anything anymore. Earth is now a rogue planet, just hurtling off into deep space in a perfectly straight line. Okay, so we're adrift and in the dark. What would that first day actually feel like? Well, this is when the true horror of the situation would really start to sink in for everybody. So after those 8 minutes of eerie calm, you'd get pure panic. Streetlights would flicker on, I'm sure, trying to fight the darkness. But people would realize pretty quickly, this is no eclipse. The sun isn't coming back. And then the cold starts. Within just 1 hour, you'd feel it. Global temperatures would begin to drop, and they will not stop dropping. By the 24-hour mark, a biological process that's critical for almost all life on Earth just grinds to a halt.
And this kicks off a huge biological chain reaction. I'm talking about photosynthesis. It's the foundation of pretty much every food chain on this planet. Without sunlight, plants start to die, almost immediately. That means the herbivores that eat them start to starve. And then the carnivores that eat them start to starve. The entire global food web just unravels from the bottom up.
You know, this isn't just a scientific event. It's a moment of profound planetary terror. One source puts it perfectly, saying every living thing, in its own way, would feel the grip of fear. And you can just imagine that, can't you?
And things get bad, unbelievably fast. Within just a single week, Earth transforms from our living, vibrant world into a planet of ice. After only 7 days in the dark, the average global temperature would plummet below freezing. Lakes and rivers would all start to freeze over, sealing everything off. Agriculture, it fails completely. No more crops, and civilization as we know it would begin to fracture as everyone fights for dwindling resources and shelter from the cold. Now let's jump ahead a few months. The average temperature on the surface of the Earth would be negative 73 degrees Celsius. That's minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a kind of cold that's just hard to even wrap your head around. So, is everything just dead? Well, not quite. And this is where it gets really incredible. The surface, yeah, it's a frozen, barren wasteland. Most species are extinct. But deep down, under the miles of ice now covering the oceans, life persists. Around those geothermal vents on the seafloor, you've got entire ecosystems that never needed the sun in the first place. They would just keep chugging along, a little hidden oasis of warmth in the eternal dark.
All right, let's take a bigger leap forward. 1 full year without the sun. What is even left of our world?
After a year, the planet becomes truly alien. The cold is so extreme that the atmosphere itself collapses. The air we breathe literally freezes solid and falls to the ground like snow. So, no more atmosphere means no more breathable oxygen. Humanity is gone. The only theoretical survivors would be these small pockets of people in deep, self-sustaining shelters, probably powered by nuclear or geothermal energy, just living out their lives on a dead world. And this is our new official status in the galaxy. Earth is no longer a planet in the traditional sense. It has become a rogue planet, a cosmic orphan, just wandering through interstellar space. So what's the final chapter for our frozen home? Well, the perspective here becomes truly cosmic.
Imagine it. Our planet, which was once teeming with life and color and noise, is now just a dark sphere of ice, drifting silently through the vast emptiness between the stars for millions, maybe even billions of years.
Our planet would become a cosmic tomb, a monument to humanity and to all the life that once was, perfectly preserved in the deep freeze of space, carrying that memory on its silent, endless journey.
And that leads us to the final chilling takeaway. Look, this scenario of the sun instantly vanishing is, of course, impossible. But our sun will die. In about 5 billion years, it's going to expand into a red giant and actually engulf the Earth. So the ultimate end of our world, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's only a matter of when.